All right, welcome YouTube. We have a few minutes until we officially start. Carp Angler live stream. This should be fun. We're going to have quite a show. Quite a few updates, quite a few new products, amazing sale. We're going to have a massive sale today. This will be mind-blowing. So make sure you stick around and subscribe. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because that's the only way you're going to be able to comment. Okay, Americano joined us as the first one. Okay, oh, we have people joining. Let me know how you can hear me. I want to make sure that the audio is fine before we begin. But it should be. Okay, so we have a few minutes left. Wanted to see what y'all be doing. How is the fishing going on? I haven't fished, feels like in forever. I think it's about what, a week? No, not even. No, God, it's half a week that I think I haven't fished since I came back from the lake house, and it feels like forever. You know, I'm already itching to get out there and do some fishing. So let me know how your fishing is going. How is the June treating you? Are the fish in spawn? When I was at the lake house, I think I have hit the post-spawn action. And I think that's the reason I have been hitting up all those angry, horny males. Some of them have been massive, obviously skinny torpedoes. They were giving you a run for your money though. It's been fun for sure. I think when I was fishing with Lee Hearn, our pro staffer, we fished together one day at the lake house last week. Hooked onto a fish, I thought this thing was massive. You know, I was like, surely this must be a mid-30 or more. And lo and behold, all it was a 27-pounder male that was simply extremely long with a huge tail like a dinosaur. He was over 37 inches long. So imagine a 37 plus inch carp that weighs only 27 pounds. So that's what we were dealing with. It was super fun for sure, but it was definitely worth going there and, you know, stalking those males, you know, throughout the night mostly, and some through early morning. It was definitely fun. All right, so we have slowly, you know, people joining up. James says that fishing has been slow. Yeah, so I hear. I wonder, I thought that the fish on the Delaware were coming out of the spawn where you are by now. I know that they're not all spawning at the same time, but at the same time, I was hoping that it would be over by now, you know? So Jack Wiggle says, watched carp jump all day Saturday, couldn't catch him. Yeah, you know, Jack, I wonder if it was the case, you know, that I was dealing with, where the carp were either in the spawn the days leading up to my arrival when Glenn, a friend of mine, was there, and they were just, you know, not biting, virtually not biting. He had a couple of fish, but that's about it. And when I arrived over there, they were biting non-stop. It was a madness. It was action like no other. But it was 90% male. And it was angry males. You can tell that they were just post-spawn. So it was definitely interesting. Yeah, Lee is just commenting that it was a great time. Indeed. We have to do it more often at some point. Because it was indeed a great time. It was definitely fun. All right, 7 o'clock. Let's begin the show, and let's see what we have on the agenda. I mean, today we're going to pack the show a little bit with a sale. It's going to be a massive one, a massive sale today. It's going to be interesting. I wouldn't say we're going to start drama, but you know our channel, right? I mean, we are just, you know, inherently dramatic. So make sure you stay tuned. It's going to be definitely interesting, you know? as if you haven't noticed. So anyway, let me open my agenda. We have quite a few new arrivals coming into the store, and we're going to have a sale associated with those. But that's not going to be the only sale of the day, and I want to get that out the way early to give you guys time to shop around. And remember, whatever is going on is going to be going on until midnight, so you have time. The new arrivals that we have are really, really interesting. We have a lot of Gardner products that showed up, as well as a couple of other brands, but Gardner has been the brand that we wanted to expand for quite some time. So we're going to be focusing on them more and more. Michael's asking a question in the meantime regarding Cocoberry Pink Diamond. Do you throw them out into the water, or you use them as a hook bait? Both. If you can spare some to throw around your hook bait, whether you slice them in half, put them in a PVA bag, or what have you, or just toss several of them around your swim, do it. Do it that way. That's what I recommend. That's what I've been doing. It's been working for me extremely well. Lee knows, he was with me at the lake house. We've been absolutely cleaning the house over there with the Pink Diamond. I've been also fishing the pop-up on one of the rods, testing out which one is going to work for me. So I was using Carp Max. Sea and Fruit wasn't doing it for me this time, but the moment I switched to Red Peach from Carp Max, that has been yielding results. So again, Sea and Fruit this time in form of a pop-up was not doing it for me, but Red Peach, they were responding to this very well, right? Just like, we tried the Scopex on which Lee was catching carp, but the moment we put the Cocoberry on a hair, I've been having results much greater than on Scopex, for example, and in that spot. So it's going to vary from spot to spot, but those were some interesting results that we've been having over there. So yeah, pre-bait with it a little bit. It's definitely recommended. All right, so let's jump straight to it. I'm going to drop you a link to the new arrivals, so you can take a look at the section. So I just dumped you the link, and now let's talk sale. So we have 2 sales going on today, and buckle up because this is going to be amazing. One sale is on everything that you see in the new arrivals section for 10% off. No matter what's there, 10% off until midnight. Okay, and we have some cool new things. Check the link below that I just dropped it. You'll see what new items are there. And now, in the new arrivals section, we have a very new, cheap, relatively cheap bite alarm that we put on the website today. Bite Keeper bite alarm. That is breaking into the market right now. I know that our competitors have it for sale at $230, okay? And so we are going to go completely mental today. The $230 that they are selling the bite alarm set for 3 rods. The one for 2 rods plus the receiver is cheaper. We are going to give you a huge, massive discount on either one of those. $60. $60 discount on either one of those alarms. So $230 minus 60, that's going to be your price, and just a $5 shipping. Okay, so I'm going to drop the sale right now, guys. Okay, there it is. There it is. New 10 is the coupon code for 10% off all new arrivals. But if you want that special deal on those bite alarms, use coupon code BITE60 to get $60 off those alarms. That is absolutely mental. I am going to dump you a link to the alarms themselves. Check below right now. The link has been dropped right now, so I want to get those sales out of the way so we can then focus a little bit more on the show itself. But $60 off. It is until midnight. Okay? Those bite alarms, by the way, those are amazing new alarms. Carpology has reviewed them. They actually had pretty much great things to say about them. And so that prompted us to take interest in it because they have been kind of validated by Carpology. The obviously go-to place when it comes to reviewing the products that we all use or would like to use. So I want to show you those because it's important to notice how small they are. We all try to stay as compact as possible nowadays. Take a look at this. This is the size of the bite alarm, Bite Keeper, and the link of which was just dropped in the comment section by me. You can take $60 off those alarms. If you choose the one for $230 for 3 rods, it's going to cost you $170. I'm sorry, $170. That's what it's going to cost you. Okay? $169.95, that's going to be your cost. Now I'm going to show you the receiver, how minimalistic in the design it is. Look at this. Look how tiny this is. Now, what's so cool about those tiny little alarms other than the fact that they are relatively cheap? And obviously today we're doing a mental sale, giving you $60 off. Whether you buy the 2-user set or a 3-rod set, you still get $60 off. So that's important to mention. Now, those bite alarms can actually pair up to your phone. They can pair up to your smartphone. And they can give you the bite indication on your phone. So you can step away from your alarms, not take the receiver, and you can still get the bite indication on your iPhone or Samsung phone through the application. So that's something new that I don't think it has been done yet. What else is special about them? You can get on your phone into the application and you can actually change the settings of the actual alarms that will be on your either on your rod pad or on your bank sticks from the phone remotely. So that's not exactly the new technology, but it's rare. And especially in the alarms that are in the price range of $200. And of course, if you buy it today, it's $60 off using coupon code BITE60. So BITE60 is the coupon code for $60 off. I cannot stress enough how amazing those things are. This is the alarm and the corresponding receiver that you will get. I mean, this is how small they are. And I will show you in a moment the case that they are coming in. Also, couldn't really get any smaller. So this is it. This is the case. Look how small this is. I mean, comparatively speaking to all other alarms, this is extremely tiny. So they are rechargeable. You don't have to put the batteries into them. It's a really cool product, and I cannot stress enough how great of a deal this is. Today only, okay? Only today until midnight. Get $60 off if you pre-order today. You'll get them in about 2 weeks, more or less. And it's $60 less, $170. I mean, this is as great as it gets, and so tiny, it's insane. Now, I have another set of alarms over here I wanted to show you that I have been testing at the lake house recently, and I absolutely fell in love with them, and I wanted to show you why. So the other set of alarms that I have with me are from Wolf International. Those are Wolf Icon QI alarms, their flagship model. And I have the presentation case over here with me that I wanted to show you. Okay, so this is it. Obviously, those are beefier alarms, but they come also with beefed up features. So the first cool thing is this is the bite alarm in its cover, right? This is the back of it, this is the front of it. Now, the bite alarms turn on and off just by removing the cover. So I can take this and the bite alarm is on. The green color indicates the battery level and it has 4 dials. We obviously on the product page. If Lee can find a link to the product on our page to the Wolf alarms and drop it in the comment section, that would be nice. And I'll tell you just a little bit about why I love those so much. So first of all, as far as the range goes, most of the alarms have either 100, couple of 100 meters, up to I think 700 meters that my Nosh R4 have. And that have been sufficient so far. With very few exceptions when I was at Del Hallo and I wanted to step away, far away, let's say go take a shower literally nearby, leave somebody on a rod duty, but I still wanted to take the alarm with me because if I would have that run, that doesn't happen every 5 minutes at Del Hallo for me, I wanted to come back quickly and get on some of that action. This would help me tremendously because the range on those alarms is 2 kilometers. 2 kilometers on the Wolf QI alarms. That is absolutely insane. Okay, my Nosh R4 have 750 meters, just about 35% of the range, I think, if you calculate it. Did you hear that? When I put the cover back on, it turns off the alarm. So I actually don't have to change any settings on this. I don't have to turn this off. Putting the cover on it does it for me. So while sensitivity setting dial is the one that turns the alarm on, I don't have to do that. I don't have to mess with that. If I want to keep the same sensitivity, I can just put the cover on and the alarm is off. Now the cool thing is they are coming with the hub. This is the hub for the Wolf Icon QI alarms. Now, what's so special about it? Well, I'll tell you what's so special. This is the first alarm that I have tried that actually allows me to control the alarms themselves that are on the rod pod from the receiver. So I am able to adjust the sensitivity, vibration sensitivity, because it has both roller sensitivity and vibration sensitivity. So you can really fine tune this to the occasion. It allows me to control that. It allows me to control the tone, volume, color, literally you name it. Whatever the setting those alarms have, you're able to control it from the receiver. Okay. Additionally, what I have been missing from the other alarms, all of the other alarms, is not knowing exactly how much battery I have left. Yeah, I know some of them will give you a light indication, green, red, yellow, etc. But you really, really never know how little or how much of that battery you have left. With those alarms from Wolf, you can actually get on the receiver, select the alarm, or the receiver itself, and display the percentage value of the battery left. So there's really no guessing, no wondering whether this is going to be 20%, 10%, because sometimes that red color might mean, you know, from 30% to 1%. And so this solves one of the biggest gripes for me, where I was never able to tell how much battery I have left on my alarms. This is amazing. And I have tried them for, I think, 4 nights and 5 days at the lake house. Tons of runs. Amazing, amazing alarms. And the reason I'm bringing this up to you is because Wolf at the moment is sold out of the Wolf Icon QI alarms with the hub. They are sold out. I'm not sure when they are coming back, but I have seen the last 3 in stock and so we purchased them right away. We obviously hope that they're going to be replenished soon, but in the meantime, if you want them, we have them. We took the remaining stock, even though it's not a great one. And so if you're interested, it's there for you. Another good, feel-good story for you guys. So you know that we have the Make It Right program, right? We have been taunting it from the beginning that if you purchase a product that we also are selling, and the store where you purchased it from doesn't, for one reason or another, want to help you out with the warranty claim, you can come to us, and even though you didn't buy the system from us, I mean, whatever product from us, we will honor the warranty to make it right. And that's why we call it the Make It Right program. The amazing feel-good story is with a recent customer, and this is to really highlight the program for you all, so you know that you can count on us and come back to us if you have not necessarily a similar problem, but a problem nonetheless that needs to get addressed. So we have a customer, a very prominent angler here on the East Coast in Connecticut, that have purchased a bait boat, a Boatman bait boat, for roughly $600–700. I think it was $650. That was a mid-range model. The customer was actually technically outside of warranty period, which is 2 years, and reached out to our pro staff to help him. And so after finding out what transpired, basically, long story short is, yes, while he is technically outside of warranty, he did report an issue with that bait boat basically the moment he purchased it and started using it a long time ago. He just basically lapsed when it comes to returning the boat to have it serviced. But that being said, the issue was reported within the warranty period. So the other store, and I use that term loosely, where he purchased the bait boat from, basically offered to help him, but not for free. He would have to pay for a replacement bait boat of a lesser model to get parts for it, and hopefully they can replace it, right? So it's just a convoluted things. It's not something that you as a customer want to deal with. But that was basically the offer nonetheless. We didn't think it was right. We think that within the community, you know, as much as we screw around online and, you know, on the live streams, one thing we don't screw around is customer service. And I made that clear from the beginning, right? We can hurt your feelings, but we will fix your stuff, okay? So what we decided to do, since we do not carry that cheaper model of the bait boat, well, cheaper mid-range model, right? We have the $300 model, and we have the $1,300 or $1,200 model of the bait boat from Boatman, and not the mid-range. So what we decided to do simply is, in the end, we gave the customer a brand new bait boat. No, not the one for $300, but the one for $1,200. That is newer, better, with more features, not the one that he purchased, okay? We wanted to make sure that we make him whole, and so we shipped him that. And again, yeah, sure, we're going to brag about it, because we want to make sure that if there's anybody else out there who is facing an issue with a store where they purchased a product from and they cannot get the help that they feel they deserve, reach out to us. We make it right. Again, the product technically has to be under the warranty, but this was an exception because the customer reported the issue while the product was under warranty, and it was just simply never addressed to his satisfaction. So yeah, so we sent him a $1,300 bait boat because his $600 bait boat was not functioning properly, and the store he purchased it from just decided not to fix it for free. So again, we thought that it was short-sighted of the other store to do that. But again, they didn't exactly, just because they didn't do anything wrong because he was outside of warranty already doesn't mean they made it right. Okay, and that's the difference. That's the Carp Angler difference. Okay, that's the make it right program and the difference that we are making. This is not the only case for make it right program, but I think this was the most interesting one and by far the most expensive one that we have to deal with. But hey, listen, if we're going to have a program, I told you guys, we're going to honor this. And I think in this case, we actually went a little bit above and beyond because we could have technically just, turned it down saying it was out of warranty, but there were special circumstances surrounding this. So this is our feel-good story for the day, basically, regarding Make It Right program. Keep in mind, guys, that the program is open literally to everybody. And I'm going to drop you a link right now for those of you who want to read up on the details of the program and perhaps reach out to us with any issues that you might be having. I have just dumped the link in the description below so you can take a look at it, read up. It's really simple. We are here to make it right. We are not the replacement of you reaching out to the company where you purchased it from. We are here as your solid backup in case that company doesn't help you out to your satisfaction. Okay, that's the gist of it, but read up on the details. All right, so let's focus back on the new arrivals and the new products that we have, right? So obviously, remember, we have a sale going on. New 10 gives you 10% off all the new arrivals that you see on the website. And the new arrivals link, I'm going to drop it yet again. And then more importantly, really more importantly, we have a sale, a massive sale, for the Bite Keeper bite alarms. $60 off with coupon code BITE60. So some of you might be thinking, oh, those are probably $500 alarms. No. Those alarms are retail for $230 on some other website. We are giving you $60 off $230. So you're going to pay $170 for the bite alarms that you can pair up to your phone. You can get notifications on your phone, and you can adjust the alarm settings from your phone from the application. So make sure you take a look at them because that sale is finishing at midnight, okay? So you have several hours remaining to jump on it and really feel like a king. I mean, if there was ever a reason to get yourself something for the Father's Day that you didn't get, remember, you cannot tie up that tie on your bank stick as a bobbin. You can, but it's not going to be quite the same as getting the bite alarms for $60 off, where you're going to pay just $1.70. That's amazing. So make sure you check out those links that I just dropped in the comment section because you do not want to miss out. Moving on, let's show some of those new arrivals, right? So the link is there for the new arrivals, and here are some of the things people have been asking for. Remember the collaboration that we did with Proline Baits from the Carolinas? Here they are. What many of you don't know, we changed the bottles to now include a sprayer in it. You can, of course, unscrew it and pour it into whatever you desire, okay? But you can use the sprayer now to spray your bait with it. So we thought this was a neat addition. We obviously paid a little bit extra for it, but we think that this was a phenomenal idea. Here is the Pineapple Fusion, okay? This is the Pineapple Fusion. It's a matching flavor to the boilies that are already very popular, right? And there are two more flavors that we have. The next one in line is Scopex, right? So this is our Scopex liquid flavor. Okay, so we got Scopex, same sprayer, and then of course, how could we not mention the flavor that is sweeping America, okay, Cocoa Berry Pink Diamond. I mean, how many of you were dying to get this? Cocoa Berry Pink Diamond, okay, from Proline Baits and Carp Angler. Our collaboration. I mean, this is the jizz of gods, of carp gods, okay? I promise you. So many of you already know that we have been kicking up a storm anywhere and everywhere with the most expensive boilies in America. Well, now guess what? Now you can take any other boilie and spray it with the jizz of carp gods in form of cocoberry, pink diamond, attractant. Phenomenal stuff. I mean, the boilies have been flying off the shelves. Those who know, right? Price is not the most important thing. Sometimes you really get what you're paying for. And right now, with this liquid, you can really spruce up the baits that you already have, right? Some of them obviously keep it as they are, but a lot of them, let's be honest, you can really use it on them. And you can add this to your ground bait, to your PVA, mix it up, and this will be really a cool addition to your arsenal. Now, speaking of PVA, okay, and again, this is all in the new arrivals, link for which I just dropped below before. Couple of more PVA items because you guys have been asking for more PVA selection. So we have some cool things for you to see. Number one, we have from Gardner PVA booms. I don't think that this has been done really before. I haven't seen it from other brands. If it has been done, I must have honestly missed it, but I have not seen it. So this is it. PVA boom. So those are basically PVA straws. Okay? PVA straws. We have them in different lengths. Okay? We have them in different lengths. You thread your rig through it, and it doesn't have to be necessarily just when you are using solid bags, okay? You can use it as anti-tangle sleeve of sorts, and you really don't have to worry about any tangles at all when you're casting it. Now, what a lot of anglers, from what when I'm watching this online, because I haven't used it yet myself, are doing is they will put this, obviously the rig through it, and they will also include liquid attractant inside the tubing. So when you cast out, okay, all of this falls to the lake bed, and as the PVA boom melts, this obviously melts, the attractant is released. Whatever liquid you put inside, whether it's goo or just some other PVA friendly liquid that you put inside. So this is really cool. If you ever worry about tangling your rig when you're casting, again, whether you're fishing solid bag or not, it doesn't matter. They come in several different lengths, 3 different lengths to be exact. And so you can use it just about for any occasion. We thought this was a phenomenal idea, especially, you know, when you're using sometimes extremely supple hook link, right? The more supple the hook link, especially if it's, you know, if it's all stripped basically, there is nothing there to stiffen it up, with the exception of the final inch or so. It's very easy to get it tangled during the cast or when the lead and the rig are landing on the lake bed. You know, it does happen. Maybe not extremely often, but we all know it does happen. This will solve the problem. You put it there and you can be assured, okay, that the presentation will be as good as it can ever be, because this thing will help that rig fall nice and flat away from the lead or the clip system or whatever you're using, okay, and assure you that amazing presentation. So let's catch up with some comments in the meantime. Any updates on the restock of weights and the inline method feeder grippers? Yes and no. They are on the way. I keep checking the tracking number daily. What happens is they are on the vessel that is arriving within a week in New York. It's docking in New York. After that, UPS picks it up and delivers this to us on a truck. So I have those tracking numbers from UPS. As soon as they pick it up from the vessel, gets on that truck, it will be updated, and I'll have a precise date. Until then, I think it's going to be another week and a half, maybe. I'm hoping it's less, but maybe a week, maybe two, and we should have them. And remember, we have, I think, about 8,000 LEDs coming, and there will be another order right after that. I'm just waiting for them to arrive over here so I can confirm that it's exactly the same amazing quality that we received in the samples, and then another order is going to go out to make sure that we don't run out of them. But yeah, that's what it is. It's another, hopefully, week or two. Lee says, it's a take on a very old rig I used back in the day, the ballpoint pen rig. That's right, I've heard about it. I don't know if I actually heard it from Lee before, that, you know, you would open a pen, a regular pen, and obviously that plastic tube looks just like the one that Gardner came up that is dissolvable, right? And then you could put your liquids, attractants in the plastic tube, but that plastic tube would stay there, right? As opposed to this one, which will dissolve after a couple of minutes or less. So I thought that this was a really neat thing. But yeah, Lee is right. This is the type of idea that I think he mentioned to me back in the day. So let's stay on the PVA things, right? I wanted to show you a couple of more things. We have been talking about the PVA systems, and there are a few companies, obviously, that make it really, really well. The company that we decided to go with next for the PVA system is the one that we thought, okay, makes one of the coolest products on the market, PVA related, Catron. A lot of you know that we are really in love with the company. Catron makes some really cool stuff, but they're really taking the prize for their PVA mesh systems. I have one of them with me, and again, you can view all of them on the new arrivals section, which I will again drop you a link to. And remember, you get 10% off today of any of those new arrival items, so make sure you don't sleep on it, because by the time you wake up, the sale will be over. So I just dropped you a link again to the new arrival section, where you will find this. This is Catron PVA mesh system. This one in particular offers double the amount in two different diameters, 24 and 34 millimeters, 7 meters plus 7 meters. That's 14 meters total. The cool thing is, they make things really eco-friendly. But this is not just a green company. They actually make it better than most others. So those of you who have ever tried using a PVA system in a cold water, for example, late fall, early spring, it's extremely difficult to dissolve that PVA in a cold water like that. It just is. That's how it works. Not this one. You can watch the videos on their YouTube channel showing how this dissolves and in what time, based on any temperature. And they go from just above freezing, and they show you the timeline, to I think 10, 20, 22, 24 degrees Celsius. You can obviously calculate it to Fahrenheit, but it's really amazing stuff and very high quality. So this is the PVA mesh system from Catron, just one of the sizes that we offer. Okay, this one, actually just like all others, comes with a very high quality plunger. They are, I think, the only ones that give you a wooden plunger. And this one is for both 34 and 24 millimeter tubes. So this is the plunger that they give you. PVA organic. What a quality. What a quality. And you can look inside. You have those two sizes here. You have a 24 and you have a 34 inside. Okay, I think that this one is the best bang for your buck, because it's the cheapest per meter if you calculate it like that. And while I use the skinny ones when I'm simply stuffing single boilies, probably a set of 5 single boilies in there, that's when I use the 14 and 18 millimeter. Most of the time I will be using 24 and 34 because I would like to toss some pellets in there and some other goodies, and I am not tossing as far, not casting as far. But this is the system that we wanted to show you and to tell you that this is already available in the store. It's in the new arrivals category, and we have it in multiple sizes, obviously. Now, we obviously also have the refills, right? Those are the Catron PVA mesh refills. This one happens to be for 24 millimeter system, but we have it for other sizes as well. Again, in the new arrivals section. So we think that this is just about a mousetrap. You know, many companies make PVA products. We thought that those folks have really done it well. Actually, as I'm looking on the back side of the PVA mesh refill, they are going to show you the temperature and the time in seconds that it takes to dissolve their bag. You see? 4 to 6 degrees Celsius, it takes 2 minutes, 120 seconds. 10 to 12 degrees Celsius, 90 seconds. And so on and so forth, right? So this is really, really neat product. Highly recommended, really. I mean, I've been watching online. They've been getting amazing reviews from the anglers in Europe. I think it's really neat. Speaking of PVA, we are not done yet. You guys have been talking and talking about this PVA stuff, so we wanted to bring a little bit more products to make it easy. Don says, oh, you guys having an audio issue? I didn't know. I'm going to amplify this. Okay, my gain is full on. If you guys have issue hearing me, I can speak a little bit louder and I can be a little bit closer, but I hope that this fixes it. Anyway, moving on, let's see what else. So, speaking of the PVA stuff, right? How do you put that stuff into the PVA bags, right? Up until now, we didn't have anything on the website to help you with that, but fear no more, okay? We got it. We have the Gardner injector. It's a bait infuser, right? So it's a small plastic bottle, camo covered with a small funnel and with a needle. Not as sharp of a needle, but good enough for injecting, obviously, all your goo, liquids, anything PVA friendly into the PVAs, etc., right? So here it is, and this is it. Okay, so you have the needle, obviously covered for safety. You have your little funnel, so you can fill up the little bottle with whatever attractant you're going to be using. And then, obviously, you can squeeze it conveniently into any PVA bag system, you name it. So that was one of the things that was really important for us to bring, so you guys know how to do it easily, right? I mean, of course, anybody can grab a syringe, but it's not going to be as easy sometimes, because if you are, you know, on the lower end in whatever bottle of attractant you are using, the syringe is not going to reach there necessarily, and it's just becoming messy again. So we thought that this was a neat idea. What else do we have that is pretty neat from those new arrivals, right? And remember, the link is in the comment section, so you can jump on it at any time. So we talked, obviously, about one of the most important products released recently, Cocoberry Pink Diamond Attractant. PVA friendly, and it's flying off the shelves already. But we have something else to show you. we have something else to show you. So it's not just about the Proline partnership. We also, as you guys know, have amazing partnership with DT Baits in UK. We love their baits. Their baits are catching amazing fish and people love them. So we decided to bring boilie dips, right? Boilie dips. It's literally, it is what it says it is. It's a boilie dip in the matching flavor. So sometimes you're going to have regular feeder boilies or some cheaper boilies, you know, that you were just about to either toss out or just pre-bait with it. Well, save those. Get yourself a boilie dip, okay, and give it a go. You'll be amazed sometimes how well the fish and how differently fish will respond when you're going to dip those boilies in appropriate attractants, right? I have one to show you over here, which I think this time of the year is going to be an absolute hit, N Blend. It's all nutty flavor from DT Baits, and here it is. Boilie Dip by DT Baits, N Blend flavor. That also is part of the new arrivals, so you can get it anytime right now until midnight. Get 10% off using coupon code NEW10. And remember that 60 bucks off on those alarms is not going to last forever, so grab a pair because that crazy introductory sale is not going to repeat itself. We only do something crazy like this the first time we order something. Right, so because we know that this is going to be the initial release, so we obviously, you know, we'll try to hype it up a little bit and order more that first time. But once we get that order in, we're not going to do that. You know, there might be some smaller sales going on in the future, but nothing as insane as 60 bucks off an alarm set that costs roughly 200 bucks plus. So that's not going to happen. So what else do we have that I thought was really cool and interesting that was missing on our website, to be honest, when we're fishing? And so we got a small selection of rakes, weed rakes. So we decided to bring 3 different ones from Gardner. This one has some weight to it, which is actually pretty cool because it speaks a little bit more to the quality of it. This is multi-rake. Multi-rake is a little bit different than the other 2 rakes that we have on the website, in a sense that you can use it 2 different ways. You can obviously tie it up, and we suggest a braid, a strong braid to do this, because remember, you're going to be pulling weeds, right? And then on top of that, if you don't want to be casting it really, you can unscrew this and you have a threaded part that fits your landing net. So if it's something close enough that you can reach, you can attach it to your landing net. It's a standard thread and you can have a go at it that way. So multiple ways you can do this. Obviously we have a couple of different versions of a weed rake on the website. This one is by far, I think, the most versatile. That's what I think. But obviously this one is for cleaning the weeds a little bit more from the bottom, cleaning up that bottom. And we have others who have slightly different purposes. The cool thing is in the product description on each of those 3 rakes pages, there are different videos from Gardner showing you how they work, what's different about them, and the different scenarios under which you should use them. So check out their videos. They are really informative and really, really cool. So geek out. It's on our website on the product page. Just simply scroll down and you'll see the video toward the bottom. Let's catch up on our comments. A couple of 70s cut last week on DT Baits. Yeah, so I've been reading online that DT Baits in Europe have been catching 70-pound carp. Obviously in Europe. If this was here, the internet would break. The internet almost broke when Jacob caught his 56-pound mirror on the East Coast. Can you imagine a 70? That would literally break the internet in America. In Europe, it's obviously not that common. It's quite rare, actually, a 70-pound carp, but I think it's only possible in Europe. So Don is writing, been wanting one of those rakes for years, but didn't want to pay the same amount for shipping. I get the sublimated message. I agree. I agree. Nobody likes to pay too much for the shipping, especially if it's sometimes costing more than the product itself, right? So again, that's the Carp Angler difference, where everything that ships from our store ships for $5. It doesn't matter if it's a set of 3 rods, 12-foot rods or 13-foot rods, or a pack of swivels. $5 per order, every order. Andy says, that sounds like a good way to end up needing a new net handle. Yeah, no, I mean, look, obviously limited application, but at least the option is there, right? There will be sometimes cases where you might want to attach it to a threaded pole. It doesn't have to be necessarily a net handle, but a threaded pole that will allow you to have that extra grip and pull more of those weeds. Because let's be honest, sometimes by the bank it's absolutely the worst, and that's where you have to be landing the fish. So sometimes you can, what you can do is you can wait it out with the rake attached to the threaded pole, and then really you can have a workout with this. So I think that's one of the applications that you can consider. What else do we have? Maybe on the next live stream, by the way, we're going to do a giveaway. We have another bite keeper, okay, available here. This one is the cheaper version that has no Bluetooth, right? We took 2 versions to try. One has Bluetooth, one doesn't have Bluetooth. The difference in pricing wasn't as drastic, so we decided to go with the one with Bluetooth. And maybe the one without Bluetooth we give away during one of the live streams. We'll see. We're going to sleep on it and decide later what we're going to do. All right, so what else do we want to talk about? Oh yes, so for the almost final time, remember we have a crazy sale going on, $60 off the Bite Keeper alarms, okay? And I'm going to drop you that link, and then we're going to move to another topic. So here is the link. Hold on, guys, one moment. Okay, I dropped you a link directly to the Bite Keeper alarms, and you can take $60 off the purchase today until midnight with the coupon code BITE60, okay? So feel free to jump on that. And in the meantime, let's begin our other segment, okay? Let's remove the cell for a moment. What really grinds my gears, okay? So I have been thinking about it, and what occurred to me is last year I went to a swim in Pennsylvania. I went with James and with Costa, and no, I think I went there with Costa and his wife actually when it happened. And it's a really cool, seemed like a secluded spot with a very tiny little beach over there right next to us where we were setting up. And there was a very tiny, not exactly an eddy, but a channel that was coming closer to the bank where the water was actually a little bit calmer rather than ripping like the rest of Delaware River. And what really started grinding my gears is vacationers. I think most of them locals, because that spot was a little bit tucked away, coming over there and starting to swim. So just to paint you an accurate picture, we are about 30 yards away from each other, meaning my rods and the people that are coming with kids, a dog, and Nana, okay? And those delusional people would start simply having their kids, go and start swimming 30 yards away from me. Now, a lot of you might say, I don't know if a lot of you, but some of you might say, hey, listen, the fish doesn't mind. Well, I think I beg to differ. At the very least, it's, I think, quite annoying if you're going to have some vacationers come within an earshot from you and start swimming there. Then there was grandma, then there was the mom, then there was the dog. I kid you not. At some point, I hook onto a carp. Not at the same time as they were swimming, but the moment I hook onto him, it was nothing huge, about a 20-pound dink. But he takes me for a ride in the direction of those vacationers, and sure enough, what happens? They get in the water, okay, and the fish gets probably within 10 yards away from the kids swimming over there, and I try to talk to those people politely because I know otherwise you're really not going to win. To please get out of the way because there's a larger fish over there with the hook and a sharp line swimming by, and they looking at you like you have three heads. That really grinds my gears. I have no idea if this type of behavior is more specific to the States or not. But I remember when being in Europe, people take this type of water etiquette, I think, a little bit more seriously. I don't know if it's because the sport of fishing in general is taken much more seriously, so there's a little bit more awareness to it, or because maybe people are just a little bit less ignorant. I'm not sure, but my experience has been as such that I had far less issues with this in Europe than I have here. And I think it's largely the ignorance to the carp fishing as a sport, or fishing in general, I would say. I think that's what it is, because it's not like there's a lack of access to the water. I mean, we have miles and miles of the Delaware River available with semi-decent access, and yet they have to go right there next to you, and it just irks you. And I remember I just ended up, they packed up and left. I didn't say anything impolite to them, but what I did is I had just a dead stare that I was just giving them all the time without saying anything, because when I asked politely, nothing worked. So I was just staring at them. Inside I was fuming, but I just didn't want to say anything because I knew that it's not going to help the situation. But I certainly gave them that stink eye, make them uncomfortable enough. What I did after that is I set up a single rod without any bait really on that spot where those vacationers were coming. So if the next group were about to come, they would be like, oh shoot, somebody is fishing here, so I cannot swim actually right here. And that was the preferred spot. So they would move a little bit further to the side, which was just preferable. And like Lee says, yes, grandma was in a tongue. Absolutely, and she was probably pushing, a late 60s, I would say. So it was not a pretty sight, okay? It was not a pretty sight. But yeah, that's the type of stuff that you deal with. Catching up on the comments, James, the rakes are nice to tie to a length of paracord so they're easier to pull in masses of weed. Yeah, so either that or some rope. Okay, I think the ring is big enough that can accommodate a rope as well. So I would do that. And one advice, when I tried to use it once in the past, is when you are going to toss the rake in the water, don't toss it to the far end where you want to clean it up. Okay, toss it very close to you, because the farther you toss it, the more of the weed and the weight you're gonna have to be pulling. So you have to do it in small sections, starting from the closest to you. So you start from here, you pull the weed, then you go a little bit farther, you pull more weed, then a little bit farther, and so on. But when you do using the rake, use it in such a way that you start from the spot closest to you, and then you extend your reach, not the other way around, or you're going to lose it. And just get a workout all for nothing, because you're going to have a really hard time. Weed is heavy, okay? So that's what really grinds my gears, the people not having the brains or the etiquette or just common sense when you are fishing, and in the summertime when they want to get in the water nearby. I try to avoid spots where I know that there will be vacationers wanting to swim, because it's just aggravation waiting to happen. But God knows there's a lot of ignorant people that will just come to where you are, okay? You're gonna pull them in like a magnet, okay? And they will go for a swim. So let me know in the comment section how you normally deal with that, if you ever deal with that. and what the outcomes have been, because it's definitely something that grinds the hell out of my gears. Um, Don says she ain't pushing nothing. She is dragging it until the parts float back up where they were 20 years ago. Okay, that's funny. That was funny. All right, let's see what else we have on the agenda because we are pushing the hour. Let me put the sale back up. Okay, so everybody is aware that we're giving those crazy $60 off those cheap bite alarms, so you can get it for half nothing. Okay, the link is already in the description. It's in the new arrivals section. Bite Keeper alarms. They cost just over $200. You get $60 off. Insane. Okay, insane. Now, let's talk about the 800-pound gorilla in the room, right? A lot of you know that we are, the disruptors. The carp angler is disrupting the carp angling industry in the States. I mean, I use that term very loosely because it's not a whole industry that we really have to disrupt over here. There's just really one company that operates, and then obviously you have several independent bait makers, lead makers, and some people in between that try to do both, right? So it's not a whole lot to disrupt. That's why a lot of people are head over heels that we finally came in, because we bring another opportunity. But remember what I always say. If you pray for the rain, you have to deal with the mud too. What a lot of you don't know, and remember I always tell you that I'm going to keep it straight with you. What a lot of you don't know is that this is a business at the end of the day, right? That we have competition. Competition is afraid of us because we came in like a cocaine bear and we busted through the door, and suddenly, booyah, here we are. Out of nowhere, in a few months' time, we are like a combination between, I think, Trump, Joe Rogan, and a cocaine bear. Okay, that's our marketing style. Deep down inside, all of you really know that we are good people, but we don't shy away from sticking a finger where others never dared. Okay, talking about the topics nobody ever wants to talk about. The thing is about carp angling industry that it is a virgin territory when it comes to marketing. So a lot of people are not used to this, right? So when the new kid on the block comes in and acts like we own it, because we will, it's new. Some people don't like it. Some people might not be fond of our style. But the way it works is that if you want to have a competing option in the US market, you have to allow us to make some waves. That means that we're going to rub some people the wrong way, and we're going to continue doing that, okay? Part of the business, it comes with the territory, okay? The only thing that's going to come out of this at the end of the day is lower prices for you and more options for you, okay? We're the ones that are going to take the hit, sometimes financially, sometimes in form of a little bit of a blowback, but guess what? I live by it. Okay, I live and die by it. Here is for all of those, okay, whose feelings got hurt recently. Okay, I think those of you who have watched me at least a couple of times, you already know what to expect. Okay, that's how we roll. Okay, that's how we're going to do. So let me just catch up on the comments. Carp angler sticking a sneaky finger in the back door and seeing how it's taken. Absolutely. Look, this is our approach to everybody's feelings who got hurt in the process of us coming like a cocaine bear into the market. But we want to take care of those of you who got offended last time or the time before or the time before. Okay, we're here for you. Okay, we invested in something to help with the emotional damage we sometimes cause, right? And so I wanted to bring this to your attention and make sure that that we bring this out, so whenever it's needed, we can pull it out and discuss. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Those are our emotional damage dolls, okay? We have purchased them specifically for our live streams, okay, and for after live streams to help those whose feelings got messed up. And obviously, you know, they vary. We have the sad one, okay? We have the angry one, you know? We have the shocked one. That one we're going to be using a lot, you know? We have the happy one, okay, as a lot of customers are. And then, I don't know, but this one looks like a blow-up doll. I'm not sure exactly what that one's supposed to signify. But anyway, we got you covered. If at any point anybody's feelings get hurt, please let us know in the comment section. We have, unlike the other businesses, we have phone number on our website. You can call me. If it's not Andrea or Eric or Adam that picks up, or Arthur, it's going to be me. Or you can ask for me, okay? I have been told I could be basically a certified therapist by now, you know? And again, I will be there for you. So depending how you're feeling, okay? A lot of you might be feeling sad. Please reach out to me, okay? We are there for you. Alternatively, okay, if I am not your cup of tea, we have Lee Hearn, our pro staffer. Okay, he's pretty good at it too. Okay, he will massage your feelings a little bit and then some. Okay, so make sure you reach out to us. Every single time your feelings get hurt and you would like to discuss, just let us know. Because it almost seems like every single time we mention something that we have an amazing bait, that this is the best, that is the best, there's always somebody's feelings that get hurt. Remember, we try to carry the best of the best in business on our website. And then we try to carry those up and coming that have a chance of becoming the best of the best, right? There's a reason why we carry Carp Max, why we carry Proline, and why we carry DT baits, right? We think that domestically, Carp Max and Proline are really it, you know. They are obviously, you know, brands that to some degree compete for the same customer, but they have such a selection of flavors on each side that they can complement each other very well, and that's why we are working with both of them. But obviously, if we're going to say that Carp Max is the best or Proline is the best, you know, somebody else's panties are gonna get caught in a bunch, and they might need, you know, a session with me when it's done. So just let me know. We are here for you. And Lee just commented that he will message whatever you want me to. So Lee is available. So am I. Just let us know if your feelings get hurt. I'm going to keep those handy, by the way, okay? Because I suspect, I have a feeling, there will be quite a few more feelings hurt when the lads come in. You think that we rubbed some people the wrong way when we came up with the new collaborations of bait? Oh my God, I have a feeling, I'm just speculating over here, that we are going to probably kick up a bigger storm when the lads come in. Because unlike with bait, which to some degree it can be debatable which one is better than the other, right? With the lads there will be no debate, okay? Our lads will be the best in America, period, okay? Nobody will make better lads in America than we will, okay? So again, we have those handy when the lads come out, okay? Make sure that you know our phone number. It's listed on the website. We are one of the, I think we're the only company that sells carp angling stuff that has a phone number and has somebody on staff available. But we are there for you. So that being said, we still have a couple of weeks probably left until the lads arrive. So people have time to reach out to us to get prepared for it, because again, there will be hurt feelings, okay? Tom says, keep calling it like it is. If the truth hurts, too damn bad. Yeah, you know, that's what it is, Tom. I understand the competitive nature of anybody and everybody who wants to compete for the customer. That's how it's done everywhere. Okay, the problem is that over here there are some companies, none of the companies that we work with, there are some companies who have their staff, and again, I use that term loosely too, staff who are behaving pretty dumb. You know, what's happening behind the scenes, you guys don't know the half of it, right? But there are some people who supposedly work for other companies who are behaving like, you know, like ding dongs. You know, the language, the personal attacks, not on me, on others. You know, it's absolutely like children. You know, this is really interesting. You know, human behavior. I think this is usually exhibited when people feel threatened. You know, when they feel like they are losing the market to somebody else, and instead of focusing the energy on, you know, how the Cocoberry Pink Diamond is killing the sales and taking customers away from another, you know, let's say semi-good, you know, bait company that we no longer carry. Okay, focus on bettering the product. And I also don't understand. You know, we have so you have the bait company that we don't carry anymore, right? Getting their panties caught up in a bunch, and I mean them getting it caught in a bunch. I mean some of their stuff, right? So they are, you know, blowing gaskets and getting all. I think they need a support group, really. I think that's really what they need. So they're losing their crap, and over what? Over what? I just don't understand. You know that Carp Max is here when it comes to boilies, right? Proline is there when it comes to boilies. Um, I'm gonna use analogy from the car makers, right? Car manufacturers. I would never imagine a Toyota getting offended that a Ferrari would say that their car is the best. They are there to serve a different purpose. Both cars can get you from point A to point B. Okay, both a Toyota and a Ferrari will do that. Okay, but obviously Ferrari is not for everybody. Okay, and it doesn't serve exactly the same purpose. And the same thing when it comes to baits or any other product for that matter, right? I mean, I'm not going to name the names of the companies, but you know that there are some companies in the carp industry that are considered the cream of the crop, and there are some of them that are considered the cheap ones, right? And they all do this consciously. But you cannot be both. You cannot you cannot create a cheaper, lesser product, okay, because of that partially priced as such, not always, but sometimes, and then get upset that there's another one better than yours because they decided to go a different route, right? And frankly, nobody would be happy if there would be just um, all the baits on the market, for example, or other products on the market, just the top shelf, right? I don't think anybody would be happy with all the bite alarms being just the ones for $800-900, right? And it's not a perfect analogy. You know, we just put on the sale the great alarms that are, you know, $170, right? You obviously pay for the features, the technology inside. You know, the $900 ones will be better. You know, whether it's worth the price difference, it's up to you, the customer, right? Our job is to bring you the options, right? And so that's the same thing that we do with baits. We think that there are baits that are I consider them the basic baits. And then there is the Carp Maxes and the Pro lines of the baiting world, okay? And I think that that's how the breakdown goes. Now, that's my opinion, right? It's the same thing like, you know, you can always catch a, 40-pound fish on field corn, right? But statistically speaking, I believe your chances are better off using any boilie, let alone the better one, okay, from the company that really does the premium ones. So that's what it is, okay? And I have a feeling that we will be disrupting this business quite a bit. I am just warming up, okay? We thought about it. I slept on it quite a few times, and I was like, you know what? We're going to double down on it. Okay? We're going to actually close it with CarpMax and Proline are probably, as far as I'm concerned, the two best companies as far as boilie making goes on the market in US today. Period. Nobody else comes close. The stuff that they can both create, to me personally, is extremely good. Okay? There are other bait manufacturers who create great stuff. Not all of them we can work with, right? I'll give you a perfect example. Again, and I always bring it up over and over. Just because we don't carry somebody doesn't necessarily mean that they are not excellent. Look at the New England Carp Connection, right? Fred Powers. His stuff is excellent. I love his stuff. I was fishing with his stuff up until this season when we simply replaced the dumbbells with the ones from DT. And it's not because we didn't want to work together. We're still very good friends and we want to work together in the future. Logistically, we weren't able to work it out, but good stuff. This is the type of stuff that, we always talk about it and we say, well, one day we'll get back to it. And we probably will. So again, just because we don't carry a company doesn't mean necessarily it's because it's not up to par. But there are some companies, that are, subpar. Okay, that's the reality. I mean, we also don't bring every company that makes carp angling equipment, to the store, whether it's from UK or anywhere else, right? We pick and choose. There's really plenty to choose from once you go outside of US. And you have to decide, if I want entry-level gear, do I go this company and this company, or do I swap this company for some others? Because you can't have everything from every company, right? But then you have your mid-range companies and upper tier, just like with baits. And that being said, we will be also working on baits that will be so-called entry-level priced. So we will be coming up with boilies, hopefully soon, that will be feeder boilies, right? So that's the ones that will be cheaper than others that you can use for pre-baiting in mass. And then you can fish with your hook baits over that. So we will be working on that because, again, not everything has to be or can be or should be just the most expensive boilie in America, or even the second or third most expensive boilie in America, because we would go broke pretty quick if we wanted to do boilies only campaign with those prices at which they are selling. So we're working on the other stuff. In the meantime, obviously focus on the boilie dips that we have and the attractants. They're gonna help you to convert a lot of those, mid-level boilies into something that can really trigger a bite faster and better. So make sure you keep an eye on those. And stay in touch, obviously, for the next live streams, because by then I suspect we might have the leads already in, God hopes. And we will be having more updates regarding some new products on which we are working in the background right now. But again, to summarize it, make sure you take advantage of the sale that we have going on. And Tom, in the meantime, requests ground bait and 18mm boilies from CarpMax. Tom, CarpMax doesn't do 18mm boilies. Okay, they are doing strictly 24. If they do it, it's not something that is that is commercially available to us. So with CarpMax, 24mm is the only option. What we did at least this season is, if you noticed, we are actually the first ones that came up with those smaller bags for CarpMax, right? So now a lot of people can actually get a taste of it rather than being not forced, but having to purchase 11-pound bag, right? Those who know the CarpMax quality will buy it. But even those people sometimes, I bet they would like to buy a smaller bag so they can buy two different flavors, because let's say they have, money constraints, right? Not everybody wants to spend, twice as much money just because they want 2 flavors, so maybe getting smaller bags, half the size is the way to go, and that's why we did that. I have Carp spending the day with Rafa at the lake house. Yeah, Lee says he has a Carp after spending the day with me at the lake house. No, that was definitely an eventful time. It was awesome. Lee got a couple of fish. I got a couple of fish. It was a good day. It was definitely a good day. In the meantime, guys, those of you who are watching us, hit that subscribe button and then the notification bell. The reason I'm saying this because on the next live stream that we will do, we're going to give away a set of those alarms. Okay? We are going to give away a set of those alarms on the next live stream here on YouTube. We will do it in the same fashion that we did before, where you're going to pick a number from, let's say, 1 to 1,000, and we're going to basically do a little lottery. But that being said, you cannot comment on the live stream if you are not a subscriber. So make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. So when we actually do go live or release a new video with some giveaway or something more interesting, you will be the first to know. Oh, Sam just came in. Hey, Sam, how are you? Sam, if you are in need of new bite alarms, we are having a crazy sale on the bite alarms that connect to your phone, and now your phone can tell you, hey, Sam, you have a run. And we are having a crazy sale that you see above here. Take $60 off the bite alarms. And Sam says, Ripton, another knockoff from New Direction Tackle. Don't know. I know that they work. Plus, all the bite alarms to some degree are similar. But yeah, the New Direction are definitely nice alarms too, but different price range. The bite alarms that we are putting on a sale today, you can get it at $60 off. That's $170 for a set of 3 alarms and a receiver. Okay, and that's only today until midnight. So make sure you take advantage of it, and you're gonna end up with some nice alarms. After all, you need to somehow know when that catfish takes your bait. So get yourself a set is my advice. Sam says, my alarms use cell phone. Oh, that's interesting. Which ones? Is that the New Direction that you are using, that you are mentioning? I wonder. Yeah, headache, touch and watch. I'm not sure what that means. I don't know what you are referring to when you say touch and watch, but this is a little disturbing, so I'm not going to answer that, okay? Anyway, where were we? Oh yes, I keep telling you to subscribe to the goddamn channel right now, because we are going to give up a set of alarms next time on our live stream. So you really want to subscribe so you can comment next time we're doing the giveaway. Hit the subscribe button, do not delay. Now, to recap, we're going to meet up probably the first week of July. We're going to schedule a live stream. I am suspecting probably right after July 4th. We're going to do a live stream. And we're going to do it on YouTube, as we've been transitioning to YouTube from Facebook. We're going to do that giveaway of the alarms. And then in the meantime, make sure you take advantage of the sale that you have above. I'm going to drop you a link again to the new arrivals, because all the new arrivals, Sam, by the way, are on sale, 10% off. Some really cool items that we have. Make sure to visit the link that I just dropped in the comment section right now. And then more specifically, big deal on the Bite Keeper alarms. make sure you take a look at them. For the type of price, I don't think you can buy much better. Peter has a question. Will there be more liquid feed options in the near future? More liquid. Yes, there will be. Now, in the meantime, let me find the attractants link. I'll tell you what we have. Right now we have 4, 8, 12, 14 products. We have 14 products, 2 pages of it, of liquid attractants. Some of them are liquid, some of them are goop. I just dropped a link in the comment section. Feel free to check it out. But we have obviously we have a lineup of 3 different flavors from Proline, collaboration with Carp Angler, as you see over here. So this is unique to us. Then DT Baits. We have quite a selection of the boilie dips. Okay, this one in particular is End Blend, which I think is the most popular right now. We have a couple of glugs, and we have DNA Crustacea. This has been a very popular one selling recently. Now, the OG one that we had from the beginning is the Impulse one. I'm going to drop a link to that one because that one is one of our best sellers. So take a look at the link that I just dropped. That's the liquid stimulant with the aminos, with the amino acids, feeding stimulant. And we have a video for that one in the product description that shows you actually in an aquarium, like a controlled environment, how the fish respond to this. It's pretty amazing what a right formulation of the attractant can do. And the other version of the same thing is the goop. The goop is obviously PVA friendly, so you can dump it in your PVA, solid bags, you name it. But if you want to do it cleanly without making a mess, we have gotten just today the injector kit for the PVA solid bags, etc. And I just dropped a link to that. So that is from Gardner for a measly $6. You get a small bottle, you get a funnel, and it comes with a needle, so you can actually fill it up with the attractant that you want, and it has a small needle, so you can obviously insert it into the PVA bags as you wish and inject it with it. So I think that's pretty cool. But yes, to answer your question again, we will be getting more attractants in liquid. We're obviously building out every category, so I'm guessing in a couple of months there will be probably quite a few more to pick from. But the selection is curated. We just don't want to bring any liquid. We want to bring something that we know that works. For the same reason, we've been holding back on PVA stick mixes. So we finally brought the powders, the PVA stick mixes, from DT Baits in UK. So I just dropped you a link right now to that, so you can see what selection we have. We have 5 different flavors to choose from, right? We have the End Blend, which is all nuts, Superfruit, which is doing extremely well right now, Peach and Sour Cream, Cold Water Green Beast, and Crustacea, which is a little bit on the smellier side, but extremely, extremely popular. So, different temperature. Yeah, Sam is mentioning about the carp spawning in different temperatures. Yeah, that's the reason they also spawn multiple times and not always all at the same time. And that's why it's important to have a different variety of baits available, because the tastes will be changing throughout the year as well. What works in the early spring is not going to necessarily work as well in the middle of the summer. Unless it's Cocoberry Pink Diamond, that works all the time, every time, okay? And don't let people tell you otherwise. So anyway, those are the new products that we are having right now. There's obviously more in the pipeline. We will be releasing more information during the next live stream, but make sure to really take advantage of the sale going on. 10% off the new arrivals, $60 off the bite keep alarms that puts them at roughly 170 for a set of 3 plus a receiver. Amazing deal like no other. So that will be just about it for today. Any of you that have questions, leave a comment after the live stream. Let us know what your feedback is on any of the topics we touched based on. And you can find us obviously on Facebook. If you do not want to comment on YouTube, we will be having a conversation going on regarding some of those topics there. And we will meet up next time in roughly 2 weeks. So we will have a little bit more content in the meantime building up. Until then, stay well, tight lines, and remember of the sale going on that we have over here for especially the alarms. Okay, so tight lines everybody, and we're certainly hoping that nobody